Welcome to the RPG Talk Show. My name is Daniel Ivey, and this is
John Welker, Vice President of RPG Research. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the research and development of role playing games in all formats and genres for all players.
yes, and we utilize this research to achieve recreational, leisure, therapeutic, and educational goals.
Today's main topic is,
I believe it's flow state.
well, it's bleed and immersion, also known as flow and engagement.
Yes.
And after traps and riddles today, we'll be unboxing a dungeon crate.
Okay. Now, before we get into all of that, we have a segment called Just Chatting.
Yes.
Yes. And this is where we generally talk about whatever's on our mind. But we want to open this up to the audience as well. If you guys have any ideas for us to talk about, I know that last episode we took a suggestion from a listener
Right.
about a pretty heavy topic.
Yes, we discussed sex trafficking
Yes.
in role playing games. And of course, we really couldn't talk about sex trafficking without talking about slavery in general.
Right.
Because sex trafficking is slavery with a specific purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So we do want to hear what your suggestions are, what topics you want to hear us discuss.
Yeah.
So I'm basically asking for engagement from our audiences.
Mm-hmm.
Give us feedback. What is your favorite segment?
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah.
What segment you wish would just disappear? Of course, you can just skip that segment if it's...
Yeah. If there's anything that you could, any suggestions, changes that you could think of, by all means, we're open to constructive criticism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're also, because we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, we're open to ideas of what you want to see RPG research doing in the future.
Yeah.
What kind of topics do you want us to research?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of community services do you want to see bring back?
Yeah.
Right now, we are in a literal rebuilding phase where we're building sheds to store all our goods because we did lose our community center.
Yeah, and in that rebuilding, it isn't just us rebuilding. If we have information on what could be useful to the community, we want to engage. We want to incorporate that in our rebuilding.
Yeah, we are planning on getting back to training.
Yes.
We have some plans for fundraising activities, but by all means, if you got one, let us have it.
Yeah. I believe one of the things I was talking to Hawk about in terms of the training is we're actually going to go with a slightly different model, which is based off of instead of say associates or bachelor's or master's degree in role playing, we're going more for the apprenticeship model.
Yeah, trade model.
Trade model.
One of the concerns some people had as far as our training was that it took a year, 16 sessions.
Yeah.
That's 16 weeks, a half a year at least. And that got you to level 1.
Yeah. So we've been reworking a lot of that to make it a little, quite a bit more accessible while still maintaining a lot of the standards that we've had. Because, I was role-playing and running games before I met you guys, but I do genuinely believe that some of the things that I've learned here has made my running sessions a lot better.
We actually had somebody who was a temporary volunteer, and she said she learned more in a couple of days hanging out with us than she did over an entire course that cost her $10,000.
Yeah, but we also, that's because we are actually using the standards of recreational therapy and trying to apply that directly to role playing games.
Well, not only that, but we're getting deeper into the topics than most people. For example, documentation.
Yeah.
Also, the the science behind why we do things.
Yeah.
I mean, there are courses out there that'll tell you talking sticks are good,
Mm-hmm.
but don't tell you why.
Yeah.
Now that's a random example.
Mm-hmm.
It may or may not be true in your therapist using role playing games or your teacher using role playing games.
Mm-hmm.
They may or may not use a talking stick. They may know why to use a talking stick. I'm just saying that we try to get a little deeper into the history of role playing games and um, the neurological and training models, of the principles of education into our courses.
Right. Sorry about that. Makeup on set. Yeah. So
We won't tell you which one got makeup.
Mm-hmm. So what were we talking about?
We were talking about getting interaction with our audience.
Yes.
Asking our audience to help boost our
Mm-hmm.
numbers by telling your friends,
Mm-hmm.
tell your enemies. Get anybody to watch this show.
And also talking about the methodology of what we do and how we apply it to role playing games. And honestly, I know that a lot of the stuff that we talk about is fairly dry, but it's one of those things where we've tested these things, and just having all of the information in one place, it's useful.
Now, I I have my 5 rules of every conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and the 5th rule is if you
What are the 5 rules?
5 rules is one is listen.
Yeah.
Rule number 2 is don't judge.
Mm-hmm.
Rule number 3 is never repeat. I'll say again. Rule number 3 is never repeat, which means
What was that rule 3 again?
Never repeat.
Okay.
Which means that whatever is said in one conversation stays in that conversation.
Yes.
Now, obviously, this conversation is going to stay with the audience.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And whoever they share it to. Rule number 4, don't ask me a question you don't want to hear the answer to.
Mm-hmm.
And rule number 5 is if you don't tell me I'm offending you, I won't stop.
Right. So,
which goes to the talk show. If you don't tell me that this stuff is too dry, pep it up.
mm-hmm.
We can't fix it if we don't know it's a problem.
Right. So, yeah, we know that it's a bit dry. There's certain topics just it's dry. Fortunately, I feel like our main topic today, immersion and flow, which is I think a bit more interesting because it really gets into people sinking into their characters. We get to talk about magic circles.
Yes.
Yeah.
And alibis.
Yes. Alibis are interesting. Yeah. But yeah, we generally try to make the process of role playing, running games, being a character or being a game master, and not just limiting it to Dungeons and Dragons, because all of these things can be applied to so many different role playing games.
Right.
We want the process to be better, but also understanding the history of role playing games and why some people are still a bit offended at the concept of role playing games.
Right. Or allow some role playing games, but not others.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to get that information out to people. If you really want to get all of it, join our training.
Yeah.
It will cost you a whopping $0.00.
Well, time and effort.
Yeah. I was talking money.
Yeah.
Financial. Now, time and effort, it's going to cost you a little.
Mm-hmm.
And opportunity cost. I could have been sleeping during that time,
mm-hmm.
or whatever.
And we understand. We've had a number of players where life got in the way, and no judgment.
Yeah, how dare one of our best volunteers get pregnant and move away?
One? We lost 3.
Yeah.
And we love them all. When they can come back, open arms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of those volunteers, they didn't actually get pregnant, but their spouses did, and some reason that took up their weekends.
Well, you know what? I'm never going to say that. For me, if a husband's wife gets pregnant, they're both pregnant, because I honestly
Don't tell that to the wife.
I'm saying the husband should, and this is just my personal opinion, right? I understand that there are cultural differences, but I feel husbands should be a part of the
Entire
process
process, yeah.
of making sure that their wives or significant others are cared for during the process. Pregnancy does a number on hormones and biology.
Oh yeah.
And after the child is born, maybe also be present in the child's life because that's healthy for them as well. In fact, one of the things that we talk about as in studying role playing games is, and I don't think we're going to be really touching upon it this time, is the developmental process of children and how there's different peer groups. So
Right.
when you're young, the first person that you tend to connect with is the mother,
Correct.
and then the father. But if the father isn't there, then there's an absence.
And this development goes on, and
Right.
we utilize those development stages to figure out how to present role-playing games
Hmm.
to the various age groups and things like that.
Right.
We also talk about the difference between general youth and at-risk youth,
Yes.
and what makes somebody need more uh, support systems
Hmm.
than another person.
Right. And sometimes the support system isn't much, but you have to be aware of it. So I know that we've had a couple of players where they had gone through quite a bit of trauma, and we needed to reinforce that this is a safe space. We will vouch for them, and we've had a couple where they had full breakdowns, and no judgment. Give them the space that they need, and there's a certain amount of shame that comes with having a breakdown.
Right.
Yeah, and
Uh,
knowing, or not just knowing, but experiencing that you had a breakdown, but the people around you aren't shaming you. Sometimes that's the difference between the cycle is starting to slow down because trust me, one instance of something good happening doesn't break a cycle. You need to
no.
have repeated proof that you're around compassionate people.
The Army had a saying for that.
Hmm.
Um, but the way the Army says it sounds a little bit cruel.
Yeah.
1,000 attaboys is erased by a single O bleep.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, in my first job,
mhm.
I was actually had something similar to that where one they said one positive review on the company was worth 10 negative reviews because the negative reviews are a dime and a dozen, but that one,
Right.
yeah.
It's because it takes so much more effort
Hmm.
to go out of your way and say something nice.
Yeah.
But it when you're upset, it's easy. It's reflective. You don't
Yeah.
even think about the nasty things you're about to say.
I mean, I would say that's the human condition, but I feel it's all animals are pain avoidant.
Right.
So we are going to notice pain before we necessarily notice something, positive.
Well, there's a survival instinct in that.
Right.
And these kind of scientific and
Hmm.
philosophies,
Philosophical.
philosophical. Thank
Yes.
you. I do have a speech impairment. If you know what it is, good for you. If you don't, yeah. But as we're trying to say,
Yeah.
is these type of topics are the things that we incorporate
Hmm.
into how we do our programs, how we do our role playing.
Hmm.
Um, if we There are four types of role playing games,
Hmm.
and we want to cover all of them,
Yeah.
whether we are doing a education role playing game,
Hmm.
a entertainment role playing game where we're doing it for the audience.
Yeah. Leisure as well.
Yeah, well, leisure. We do leisure games,
Hmm.
and just for the fun of playing the game.
Hmm.
And then we also, the education and the therapy are all ways that we use all these different informations
Yeah.
and things like that The difference between all of them
Hmm.
is intent.
Yeah.
Um, if my intent is to play the game and have fun,
Hmm.
it's probably leisure.
Yeah.
If my intent is to use the setting and the thing for educational purposes,
Hmm.
sometimes that's just secondary.
Hmm.
But if I intend on doing it, it's educational.
Right.
Our Saturday game is only half intentional on the education.
Well, that's because you like a lot of history. So,
Yeah,
because you are a participant in your own game and you like incorporating history, well, that's where that education comes in. Kind of like how, I really like getting into how people think. So, if you're in a game with me, well, philosophy is going to be a thing.
right.
Right.
And the main topic that we're teaching is Mesoamerican
Hmm.
and ancient cultures, the Aztec, the
Yeah.
Mayans, how many more are there?
Incan and, well, those are the major three.
Olmec?
There's the Olmec, yeah.
Yeah,
There's the Olmec, the
or
Mayan,
Mac.
the Aztec, um, the Incan, and then I know that there's a ton of other tribes.
Yeah, smaller tribes, but there's the
Yeah.
main four. And
I mean, I could also point out the Arawak, but the only reason why I know about the Arawak is because they were the native tribe of Jamaica, which is where I was born.
right, and you say there's some of them in Venezuela.
No, I said there's some in Central and South America. I don't
Oh,
know specifically where.
right.
I just know that unfortunately, human history, the Arawak were driven to extinction in Jamaica, much like the Tasmanians were driven to extinction on their island.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of Tasmania.
yeah.
The so I am using this game not only for the entertainment
Hmm.
of the leisure of my participants,
Hmm.
but I really like throwing in that all these people are learning so much about a culture that they would not have been thinking about
Hmm.
normally.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that's something that I like doing as well. To you know, you do it more. Yeah, I try to when I'm building cultures in my world, I try to reference real world cultures, and I like for each culture that I'm working on, I try to have at least two or three because steal from one, it's plagiarism.
right. Steal from a mall. It's
Yeah, but I wanted to point out when we go through the different types of role playing games, be it you know interactive fiction, solo adventure modules or books, tabletop, or the electronic ones, we do try to find some of the benefits there because I know that when it comes to role playing games, the focus tends to be on the tabletop ones, but we found benefits in video games as well.
video games, LARP.
Hmm.
We'll probably have an entire section on. We just talk about which role playing games are the best for meeting certain criterias.
Yeah.
Like last week, we discussed um, the very many,
Hmm.
and by me, more than one is many in this
Yeah.
topic area, but there's like four or five, maybe 10
Hmm.
computer role playing games that focus on trafficking.
Yeah.
And some of them, well, I rescue is focusing on the people trying to save the
Hmm.
people being trafficked, and there are a couple from the point of the people who are being trafficked.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I don't believe there's any from the point of view of the traffickers.
Right. Now, one of the things that I found when it comes to video games, electronic role playing games, is we had a very, I don't want to say it niche, but for the people who are looking for that, it is a niche audience. And when
Right.
you, because role playing games, tabletops tend to be quite a bit broader, they have to cover entire genres. They don't necessarily get into some of the, more specific, more intimate concepts. But we found that with video games, we mentioned the trafficking video games. Then there's also that Dragon Cancer.
Right. which is literally talking about a person's experience
Hmm.
of their child having cancer.
Right. There was Life is Strange,
Yes.
and I feel that when it comes to, especially when there is really, really personal um, experiences,
Mm-hmm.
you're more likely to find that in either video games. Although I do believe that there's a place for that in solo adventure modules, because then you can tailor that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can tailor the computer games as well.
Hmm.
Um, your tabletop game set for these educational purposes, where they're trying to teach you about literature,
Yes.
or they're trying to. The game master is the one who has to do the tailoring.
Yeah.
The information is given you there.
Hmm.
Um, like, let's do a role playing game, and you are Mary Shelley's Frankenstein
Hmm.
monster,
Yeah.
the other monster, the creature, not the monster.
Correct. Yeah. Because the monster is the scientist.
I just read a story
Hmm.
in it's called H.P. Lovecraft's Monsters, and it's a Neil Gaiman
Mm.
uh,
Speaking of monsters.
anthology.
Hmm.
And like Neil Gaiman
Hmm.
only wrote a couple of the stories in there.
Yeah.
Everything else was all these different artists.
Hmm.
And one of the longest stories in there was about the creature Frankenstein at the end of his journey,
Hmm.
um, where we push the ship back into sea.
Hmm.
He goes down into the hollow earth.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
Yeah, and it's multiple worlds he passes through.
Yeah, well, that's matching together Frankenstein and Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Right.
Yeah,
Uh,
because in Journey to the Center of the Earth, they went through different layers too.
yeah. And so he went all the way through until he came back out the other side.
Hmm.
So he went in the Antarctica and came out in the Arctic Circle. I believe that's the correct order.
No, I think Frankenstein ends in the Arctic Circle, so he would have ended in Antarctica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of engagement, make a comment in the comments about whether or not I have any idea what I'm talking about.
We're fully open to, like, if we're wrong, tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a segment in there
Hmm.
where the creature actually takes over a entire land.
Hmm.
It's populated with humans,
Hmm.
and he takes over all the villages, consolidates them together, and tries to be a beneficial dictator.
Okay. A benevolent.
Dictator, yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know all about the rules and laws that he had, but when he declared no more wars,
Hmm.
well, the warrior class turned against him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call this a good setting to play the creature,
Hmm.
but can you imagine playing in the setting where the creature is the ruler of your world?
Hmm.
And um,
I mean, how do you even enforce no more war?
well, he did it by killing everybody who came against him,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
and
There,
then leaving.
yeah. There's an inherent
Spoiler alert.
there's an inherent hypocrisy there. So.
Well, in his defense,
Hmm.
they killed him first.
He came back
Well, Frankenstein's creature has regeneration.
in that story. Okay.
Oh no, in the original.
He has. Oh well, I haven't read Frankenstein, so
Yeah.
okay. I wasn't aware that he had a healing factor.
Yeah, it's not Wolverine's scale, but
Right.
it's really, really hard to kill him.
Okay. Okay.
Leaving him out on the ice, even though he tried,
Hmm.
doesn't kill him.
Okay. Okay. I really need to get to reading Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. One thing that I wanted to point out, I know that's a bit of a
Tangent?
tangent, well, left turn. I know that we've been, missing a few episodes. We're trying to build a backlog again, but we've also been experiencing various mental health issues,
Right.
and
And
with it being the holiday season, well, one of the unfortunate aspects of it is mental health issues do rise during the holiday season.
yes, right now we are down to a two-man crew.
Hmm.
Everybody you see on camera is everybody you see behind camera.
Yeah.
We're everything.
And we're fairly up north, so the sun sets at about 4 a.m., 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So what that means is lack of vitamin D, because that's one of the things that our skin does for us is it absorbs the sunlight and processes that to create vitamin D, which is important, and that vitamin D affects mental health.
Right. Uh,
So seasonal affective disorder,
Also
depression,
known as SAD.
also known as SAD, is very much a thing. So,
What we recommend for that is to keep trying to do your leisure activities.
yeah,
Get together with your friends, play games.
give yourself the grace of understanding that you may not be up for everything.
Right. Your energy levels may be low, especially this year.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we've tended to find that as stresses increase in and around the person, people are overwhelmed, and without getting into the details, I think everyone understands that we're dealing with a lot of stress right now in the world.
yeah, if you're not under stress right now, hopefully you'll come out of your coma soon.
Yes.
But yeah, that's really a thing for the holidays. And
Hmm.
to me, the best cure is to keep your connections, try to keep them strong.
Hmm.
When you start to isolate yourself because you're not feeling up to it,
Hmm.
uh, that's when things get harder,
Hmm.
not better.
So a couple of things. One, there is self checking in, but
Hmm.
if you're on the outside and you see your friends or the people that you care about withdrawing a bit, check in on them. You don't have to be like knock down the door, but sometimes just showing up, literally just showing up and checking in on them, that helps.
Yeah. The This also goes especially for if you have somebody in your life that is more vulnerable
Hmm.
than the average person.
Hmm.
We're talking people who work retail.
Yeah. Oh yes.
We're talking about people who are veterans.
Hmm.
We're talking about special needs people.
I'm going to toss in another one in there that tends to be overlooked quite a bit,
What's
and
that?
I happen to be in that group. The ones who are checking in on everyone, check in on them too.
Right.
Yeah,
Check in on your caregivers
yeah.
because they're not
They're not immune to it.
shouldering their stress alone. They're shouldering everybody else they're taking care of.
Hmm. And they may not always physically show that they're going through it. I know that I have that issue. It's one of the reasons why I value the relationship that I have with not just you, but with a lot of the people around me, where if I look out of it, I trust them to point out to me that, Dan, you're out of it. So last week, I had my wife do a check in on me, like, do I look up to running the show today? And she's like, no. Mm-mm.
Right.
Normally, when that's there, it means that I should have stopped like a day or two before.
The like you using my wife as an example
Hmm.
without revealing any details, but she's a caregiver,
Yeah.
an independent provider, and she had three clients.
Hmm.
So she had three separate families
Hmm.
that she had to care for, plus her own.
Yeah.
So, and then there's extended family.
Hmm.
So, you know, that can be overwhelming completely.
Mm-hmm.
If you're taking care of everybody else and are forgetting to take care of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
then it's just as bad as if you hadn't been taking care of anybody.
Right. Now, this is a talk show about role-playing games. I'm going to find a way to apply this all to role-playing games. Okay? So, I know that, especially with in the games that I run, I tend to like very, like, heavy, really thinking about what are you doing, type of stories. And that can be a burden.
It can be.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to just have a break. Like, okay, today, straight up, we're playing. It's going to be a light, carefree day, and that is fine.
Well, also for this holiday season,
Mm-hmm.
I recommend holiday one shots.
Yeah.
You can find them on D&D Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
You can find them on DM's Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can find them on Drive Through RPG.
Mm-hmm.
But they're out there,
Mm-hmm.
and they're silly
Yeah.
and ridiculous. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, fighting a gingerbread golem
Right. Or an oversized turkey.
or a huge turkey
Mm-hmm.
that spews gravy.
Mm-hmm. Like, I know this is, talking about like the whimsy and whatnot, but I do want to reiterate how important that levity is.
Right.
Sometimes you just need a break. And adding levities proves that, okay, you don't have to necessarily take everything so seriously at the time, and that really is healthy.
Yeah. There was a comedian once said that laughter is the best medicine,
It is.
but don't forget your penicillin.
True. Yeah.
And that's, this is the time to get into
Mm-hmm.
lighthearted,
Mm-hmm.
doing things just for I can laugh.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to play a computer role playing game, play something like Borderlands, the one with the girl who's doing the Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
Borderlands.
My wife was playing with that one, and it's entertaining.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
It's ridiculous.
And actually, one of the things that I tend to do, and I think you've experienced this with me,
Yeah.
where this is one of the reasons why, as a game master, I do as intense as I can be with some of the stories. That intensity also includes just the level of absurdism I've added to some of the games, because
What, you're talking Disco Strahd?
actually, I'm not even going to get to Disco Strahd. When I was doing my test for AIM,
Yeah.
I threw everyone off when there's a scene where after the fight, everyone sits and they're having a meal with the dwarves. And I waited for everyone to confirm that they're eating or not. And then I had everyone roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
And the look on everyone's face, like, oh, did I just change the story? Did I just poison everyone? No. I used, and this is something that I've done many times, where I'll have something seems like a defensive mechanism, only to show, like, yeah, that's how good the food was.
Yeah.
I was using the Constitution saving throw
to see if you drooled.
Are you drooling? Yes. Yeah, and
or Constitution saving throw. You belch. You ate over so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
dexterity saving throw to see if you can get the buckle undone a notch.
The playing with your friends and family.
Yeah.
Keeping those connections.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to bring more levity
yes.
into your holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Watch some goofy 1970s holiday special.
Mm-hmm. Watch the campy stuff.
Yeah.
It has a place in our world. Not everything has to be, well, this is really, really highbrow, and I'm going to overanalyze this. Shakespeare made dick jokes.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to watch about Santa Claus, trying to watch about Santa Claus and not the I mean, yes, it's very educational.
Hmm.
The historical story of the actual Saint Nicholas
Hmm.
is
It's fascinating.
it's a great story,
Yeah.
but it's not one that makes me go, "Oh, I'm really glad I watched that. I feel better now."
Yeah. Sometimes it's just better to watch The Grinch.
Or Krampus. Is the Grinch Krampus?
No, he's not. The the Grinch. Oh,
The
oh,
Grinch is
okay.
too mean for Krampus?
So I've been having on and off conversations with you about the concept of the Krampus, and you brought up Black Tom, right?
Yes.
And I had an idea, and
Black
I'm
Pete.
willing to toss this out to the world.
Pete.
Black Pete,
Yes.
right?
Black Tom is a turkey.
Actually, I was thinking Black Tom is a supervillain that worked with the Juggernaut.
Probably.
Not probably, he is. I thought, but Black Pete, and I had this idea. What if the Krampus is a title?
Right. That's also idea has been floated for
Mhm.
what if Santa Claus is a title.
Right,
In fact, the movie was The Santa,
Santa
Claus.
Claus with Tim Allen.
Yep.
So what if the Krampus is a title and Black Pete was a Krampus?
Yeah, that's
So
possible.
the Grinch could become a Krampus, but he wasn't seeking out naughty people and punishing them.
He was just being mean.
Well, to be fair, he had some pretty obnoxious neighbors. Some people want to be left alone on Christmas, and that is fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you really can't complain that somebody 5 miles away from you was singing.
Okay. If they're 5 miles away and I can hear them, that's a noise ordinance.
Yeah, who's going to enforce that notice? The Grinch.
The Grinch.
Anyways,
Yeah.
um, our next topic that we're coming up to will be about bleed and immersion, also
Yes.
known as flow and engagement.
Hmm.
We'll be talking about levels of engagement, what
Hmm.
the magic circle is,
Yes.
what it means to bleed, and we're not talking about a hockey game.
Right. We'll also be talking about alibis.
Yes.
Yes. All of that is interconnected.
Yeah. The whole shebang of what keeps separate
Right.
the character and the player.
Hmm. And some of the dangers of being too immersed, because as a player, yeah, I would love to be super immersed, but there are dangers there.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's also dangers in not being immersed because then you aren't having as much fun as you could be.
Right. Yeah. There's a give and
Give
and
and
take
take.
with that. So we're gonna get into that. So after
After
these messages, we'll be
we'll be
right back. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. We are going into our main topic, which is immersion, flow state, bleed,
engagement.
engagement. Yes.
We're going to go over things. So the first part of looking at role-playing game and how immersed a person is,
Hmm.
and whether or not they can get to what we call flow state, which will define later.
Yeah.
We have to look at engagement.
Right.
Now, simply showing up for an activity but not necessarily participating is
That's just being present.
it's attendance.
Attendance. Yeah.
Present. One must attend in order to participate, but
Mhm.
attendance does not automatically mean attention or participation.
Yeah.
You can sit at a basketball game, and just because you're there doesn't mean that you will get any benefits of the
Mhm.
program without actually participation or engagement.
Right. In fact, someone could be completely engaged in something else, but they're not being engaged with that thing.
Right.
Yeah. So, for example, at a basketball game, they could be reading it. They could be very much immersed in their book. They're not engaged in that, in that basketball game, but they did attend it.
Ignore the fact that they have earplugs in.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we have what's called the Observed Immersion Scale,
Mm-hmm.
written by W.A. Hawks Robinson,
Yes.
who is our president,
Mm-hmm.
and for his training guide. But so he invented this scale, Observed Immersion Scale. OIS 0
hmm
is attending but not participating.
Right.
For the possibility of actual involvement in an activity occur, showing up and
At least paying attention.
participation is
Participating.
required.
Okay.
But this does not necessarily mean the attendee is going to actually put in much effort.
Right.
This is a guy who's at the most watching,
hmm
or your D&D player who, oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
And isn't aware of everything that happened just before that.
Yeah.
Um,
With the basketball game analogy, they'd be at least to know, like, okay, well, the score is over there.
yeah. Without participation, doesn't mean Kenny's going to actually put in that effort. So level 1
hmm
is participation must take place in order for the possibility of engagement. And 1 is the minimal participation, but not engaging, generally only responding when prompted by a facilitator or other players, generally not aware of when their turn is, again, unless prompted.
Yeah.
They're that person who's reading their book when they should have been at least seeing what's happening in the game.
Right. We also see this a lot where, there's a game happening and someone's on their phone.
Right. Or somebody is there not because they wanted to be.
Right.
Their parent dragged them there,
hmm
and they're just doing it because their parent wants them to
And
experience this.
we tend to, very much be aware of, when this happens, we want to know why, they're not engaged, because sometimes it's not their fault.
Right.
If they didn't want to be there, there's nothing that we can really do, to make them want it. We've had some people who are like, they were forced to participate and they derailed the game because they didn't want to be there, so they became disruptive.
Well, and sometimes it's because of other reasons, such as ADHD.
Yeah.
I know players who can't even play a video game without watching a video at the same time.
Right.
They have to have enough different things grabbing their focus to focus on anything.
Right. We also see this because I have ADHD as well.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily do this, but I've seen this in some of my math classes where I had to be drawing. And for me to pay attention.
Right.
I had to have something that I was focusing on that wasn't the very, very just like, rote memorization.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Yeah.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. So, them, well, for example, isn't necessarily a bad thing, just, context. Context on everything.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Level 2. What do you think that is?
There was attendance, participation. I forget.
It's the minimal engagement in the activity, but not really paying attention or focused. They're heavily distracted, generally just responding when their turn is, but they're at least aware of when it's their turn.
Right.
They know that, I have to, it's coming up, I got to do something here. What? And that's, it's my turn.
I roll dice.
What spells do I have?
Right, especially if they're playing a spellcaster, they're like, okay, they know it's their turn, and then they start checking what are their options as opposed to thinking ahead.
Yeah, we were playing last Saturday, and because we were doing a multi-layer combat over 3 different zones, and I had so many NPCs to take care of that it felt like forever between.
I think we tracked it at like an hour and 20 minutes per turn.
Well, not all the time.
Not all. That's where it started. We eventually, as we reduced enemies, it got faster and faster and faster.
Right, but yeah, there was, and that really couldn't have been helped. We're doing all the tricks to make it go faster, but when I have 8 people versus 3 people on stage 1.
Yeah.
I have 4 Varoks versus 1 person over here, and 2 people versus 4 golems over there.
Yeah.
And I have to go through the entire roster of all of these different creatures it slows things down.
Right.
The bigger the competition, the bigger the fight, the slower it goes.
Right.
And there was a lot of spell casting going on.
Mm-hmm.
But so in OS 3 Plus, where the participant is at least paying attention beyond the minimum requirement for their own turn, but they're still easily distracted and respond to most stimuli outside of the activity. For example, somebody walks in the door, and they all, they stop to look, or somebody's playing a video game nearby,
and they're watching that, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's my turn. What spells do I have? What enemies are there to attack?
Right. And 4 is participants succeeding beyond some attention and showing levels of concentration is able to ignore at least some irrelevant stimuli. Testable with external stimuli tests.
Yeah.
Like dropping a book or something behind them.
Yeah, this is something that we've actually done.
Yeah. To agree with the participant's concentration leads to being engrossed in the activity. A deep level of concentration required before it can be likely opportunities for potential flow state experience. 5th, OSI 5, opening and closing cupboards, drawers, and moving paper around, etc. Don't bother them.
Right.
Optimal state of immersion that can lead to maximum performance by the participation is known as...
That's the flow state.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Maslow called these peak experience. In Sparts, it's often referred to as being
in the zone.
In the zone.
Yeah.
It's the optimal immersion that can lead to maximum performance by the participant. There are 6 criteria required for a flow experience. Focus, concentration in the moment to an intense degree, merging of action and awareness, reflective self-consciousness is suspended, a strong sense of internal locus of control, significant alteration of the experience of time.
Yeah.
What? We've been playing for 4 hours?
Yeah. It's weird when I've been in the zone before. I've experienced flow state. I've also seen an entire group go into flow state, and
that's the best moment.
Oh, it is so amazing. But that time dilation really is a number.
Yeah, like I don't want to go home.
What do you mean we just lost 3 hours? Yeah.
Nope, you've been playing actively for 3 hours. We forgot to take breaks. Autotelic experience, aka strong, intrinsic, rewarding experience, activity that's rewarding in of itself, quite apart from its end product or any extrinsic good that might result from the activity.
So what does that mean?
What that means is that the reward was the game in of itself.
Yeah.
Regardless of experience points or treasure or winning the Dungeons and Dragons Open.
Right. It was having fun. Yeah. It was having fun.
Be there, telling the story was the reward in of itself.
Yeah.
So, OIS 6, intermediate flow experience, mostly ignoring stimuli from doors open and closing, people walking in and out of the facility. OIS 7, intermediate flow experience, mostly ignoring stimuli from people walking in and out of a room, people walking by table, participant within 10 to 20 feet. OSI 8, moderate flow experience, mostly unresponsive to stimuli from soft, moderate noises, smaller dropped items, people walking within 5 to 10 feet of the participant, not responding to the individual's name being called, somewhat softly. Hey, John.
What?
Oh, see, you did not hit an 8 there. Actually, you did not hit 9. You're at 8 because you allowed your name to distract you.
Yeah.
A 10. Sustained deep flow state experience. No response to external stimuli, short of physical contact, or interfering with direct line of sight, or loudly calling in somebody's ear. Complete absorption and full effort, concentration, focus, engagement in the activity. We can literally drop a book directly behind them and they won't notice.
Yeah. Now, I do want to point out that, as I've said, I've seen group flow states before, and it's weird because I've seen it like, oh, we're in a convention area, for example, and it's a bit noisy, and there's something that happens when people start dropping into the flow state. It feels like there's a bubble around us where literally you can't hear anything outside of the bubble. It is just the table.
That is so hard for me in some places.
Oh yeah, it is. It is difficult to get to it.
To create that bubble where I can only hear the table, it's really hard
Yeah.
for me.
But you've experienced it. It has happened.
Yes.
Yes.
If when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
it happened more.
Yeah.
Now that I'm older and I have more trouble filtering outside noises,
Mm-hmm.
it gets harder.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's our engagement levels.
Yeah.
And now that we understand where this engagement is, let's talk about the magic circle itself.
Yeah, because the magic circle is connected to, engagement.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we have links in the doobly-doo
Mm-hmm.
for our flow state, not our flow state, our magic circle diagram.
Yeah. Now, the magic circle it's an imaginary barrier between the player and the character.
Right. Now, we're not responsible for the magic circle.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe Sarah Bowman.
Yeah, I believe that's from Sarah Bowman.
Right. Who is a LARP specialist and professor.
Mm-hmm.
She talks about, and this is actually the difference in types of role-playing games also identifies
Mm-hmm.
these things. So just looking at the magic circle by itself,
Mm-hmm.
we have the self,
Yeah.
the player.
Mm-hmm.
That's the primary identity.
Yeah.
And then the immersion goes to how close you identify yourself
Mm-hmm.
to your character, also known as the alter ego.
Yeah.
Now, this can be done in acting. It can be done in role-playing games. Mm-hmm. It is more prevalent in LARP.
Yeah.
Because rather than saying, my character Johnny picks up a rock,
Mm-hmm. You pick up the rock.
you literally walk over and pick up the rock. And that separation, which we also know as the social contract, magic circle,
mm-hmm.
and the alibi
yeah.
between your character is thinner.
Right. And you mentioned alibi. Alibi would be basically effectively the difference between you and your character.
Right. So
the more things that you have separating between yourself and your character, the stronger your alibi is.
Correct. If you are identifying as your character,
mm-hmm.
Especially like in a LARP,
yeah,
where you don't say my character does this, you just do it,
right,
and you just say it,
mm-hmm.
And make the expressions and all those things. It's harder to separate you from the character.
Right.
I mean, there is that separation, even with method actors.
Right.
But the alibi
mm-hmm.
is that I didn't do anything.
My character did.
Yes. Ogar the Barbarian burned down that orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
I would never do that in real life.
Right. Now, one of the things that we found is the weaker the alibi, the more immersion, the more likely you'll be actually immersed with your character.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a good and a bad thing.
Right.
You can get some wonderful role-playing moments when the people are embodying their character to a greater degree.
Yes.
But it also has some risks.
Yes.
So we have this social contract, which is part of the magic circle.
Mm-hmm. And
the social contract is the understanding that you are not your character.
Yes.
And your character isn't you.
Mm-hmm.
It's against that thing. And the magic circle with your alibi and your social contract, which is separates the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a concept called bleed.
Yes. So bleed is when factors, let's just call it factors, either inside or outside of the magic circle, transfer back and forth.
Right.
So I'll give you a couple of examples. One, bleed. First, before I start that, bleed isn't inherently bad.
No, it can
it
be
is
very good.
Yeah, it is a phenomenon. So if I'm having a bad day, let's say I was working retail, I was flipping burgers for 11 hours because someone called out. Okay, I get to the game late. I smell like hot dogs. I've not had a good day. That was me. That's not my character.
Right.
But because I've had a bad day, now it's affecting my character. That's bleed in.
Right.
Another aspect that I've seen is, oh, I was having a great day, but I got really immersed in my character, and my character was betrayed, and my character was really, really hurt. Well, that's my character, not me. But you know what?
I still
John,
feel salty.
I really did like the fact that my character died, and now I'm angry. I didn't die. My character did. That's
Yeah.
bleed out. But those were examples of negative, unintended bleed.
Right.
A positive version is, let's say that I have a speech impediment. I'm not comfortable doing public speaking. Okay? I'm playing a bard because this is a therapeutic session, and I'm being challenged to try that. And actually, you know what? I'll use a real world example. Okay?
The King's Speech?
No, not the King's Speech. Okay. There was there was a kid who was used to love playing World of Warcraft, right? And was out in the woods with their younger sister, and they were approached by, I want to say, a fairly large animal. And this kid self-reported that he used the techniques that he learned as a tank in World of Warcraft to basically focus the attention of this large animal away from his sister and have it back off.
Right.
That was using skills.
He drew aggro.
Right. He drew aggro, and these were tools that he learned in the game that he applied in the real world. That is bleed out, and a positive one.
Right. And another example of bleed out is when you learn something that you can use on the outside.
Right.
Such as architecture, history, science, math, all the stuff that you learn as your character.
Yeah.
Or social tools and things like that. That's all bleed out, and it's all positive.
Right. In fact, that is kind of core to one of the things that we've talked about in previous episodes about role-playing games being good, for example, for the incarcerated people. Sometimes, and not just incarcerated people, but people in crisis, be it a social, emotional, psychological crisis, when you're playing a role-playing game, a lot of times you have to do a lot of problem solving.
Right.
So, learning how to identify options, that is a skill. And that is a skill that I've seen many people take out of the game and realize, oh, I don't necessarily have to do it this one way. And now they start thinking laterally. That is something that you can learn in the game that you can take outside of the game. And that'd be bleed out.
One of the things that I have used role-playing games to teach people, because I'm surprised how many people don't have this skill, and that's the skill of interrogation. How to ask questions in order to get the answers you need.
Right.
I don't know how many games I have. I give you a mission, and nobody wants to ask any questions about the details of that mission. Like, oh, when, where, what, why?
Who, what, where, when, how?
Where's my resources? What are my resources? If I get caught, will I be disavowed?
Right. the amount of the amount of especially with the White Queen.
Right.
There's a pattern whenever I run it where, especially with new players,
Okay.
if they don't,
The White Queen
yes,
is a module
yes, it is.
from Top Secret New World Order.
You're playing spies effectively.
Yeah. Man from Uncle, James Bond. More Man from Uncle than James Bond because you're a team.
Yeah, and old school TV show Mission Impossible,
Yes.
not the one with Tom Cruise. Yeah,
It depends on your game master, but go ahead.
right. And I'd have a briefing for them, and a lot of people treat it like, okay, box text. Let's get through the box text, and then I ask, are there any questions? They're like, no. And then they get to the mission and they realize there is so many things that they could have asked.
Things I wish I really knew before I got here.
Right. Yeah, especially when they meet the
broker.
yeah, the Slavic guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's called the Serbian.
Yes, the Serbian. Because I like playing my Serbian.
I know you do.
I love playing the Serbian. The Serbian isn't inherently a good person. Right. You're playing it, you're playing espionage. You have to work with the enemy at times.
Oh, and how many times that the Serbian is interrogating them and they don't realize they're being interrogated.
Oh, the amount of information I've been able to pull from people.
Yeah.
It's like, my Serbian always takes his coffee not just black. He wants coffee grounds in it. I describe how he is chewing his coffee.
Right. Yeah.
And very very casually, like, oh, they do the back and forth, the call and response.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And sit down. He's like, okay, so you are the people that were sent. And he'll name drop the person. So this is one of the things I've done. Because he name drops their boss, they drop their guard. They're thinking he knows all the information they have. And, you're like, oh yeah, how many people did you bring this time? And they reveal that.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Where's your resupply depot?
Right. I pull so much information from them. And had they realized, no, don't give the Serbian any information. He's an information broker. He will sell the information that you give him to our enemies.
Right. And, so it's amazing that people don't know how to ask questions.
Right.
And I have to teach them. I actually stopped a game to explain how to ask questions in order to get the information you want.
Right.
And how to basically do an interview/interrogation of somebody.
Yeah.
Because, no, I got no questions. Because they don't think of what questions they need to ask.
Mm-hmm. That, and not only that, but especially with the Serbian, how to engage in a conversation without revealing information.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to the rpgresearch.com/RPG-theories-models and you go down, you're going to find optimizing role-playing game experience, control variables impacting immersion, flow state, and bleed. Now, we have, instead of the Sarah Bowman version, we have the art from our vehicle where the DM and the players, and it shows the alter egos for all of the players, including the dungeon master, who has an NPC alter ego.
Yes.
And it's basically the same thing, different artwork. But we also have this full scale tabletop role-playing game flow and bleed theory combined diagram. It's inspired by Nordic LARP Bleed by Professor Sarah Lynn Bowman, 2015. And so we've combined the two tables in there to show the different immersions. And again, the closer you are to the center,
Hmm.
to your alias, your player character, and into the press, the more you are into flow.
Yeah. The more likely you'll get into flow state.
Right. And there's different parts on this, like, oh, here's your self. Here's your consent.
Hmm.
The green, yellow, red. Also, you know, where does out of character game statements and behaviors
Hmm.
versus in character statements and behaviors?
Yeah.
Which part puts you in the magic circle? What part brings you out of the magic circle?
Hmm.
Another example of bleed in that we haven't talked about is your thoughts, experience, knowledge, emotions, and skills
Hmm.
that bleed into the game.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm playing a military game as a player,
Hmm.
I bring a whole packet of military skills, knowledge,
Hmm.
experience that I can put into play.
Yeah.
That is bleed in.
Hmm.
So much so that I can correct game masters and saying, no, every single soldier has a knife.
Yeah, that's a basic tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have an issued one, if you capture a soldier and he doesn't have a knife on him,
Hmm.
he might not be a soldier.
Right. Now, I wanted to go through one of the things I like talking about is the alibi.
Yes.
And we can't list every single thing that separates you from your character because
Right.
it is really infinite. But we've generally we have to generalize it in saying the more different you are from your character, the stronger that alibi is going to be. So it could be simple as, well, I'm a male. I'm playing a female character. Okay,
That's another degree of
that's a
separation
degree of
between the two
separation,
characters.
right? Um, uh, this is one of the reasons why LARPing causes so much immersion is because you are doing what your character is doing. That
Right.
is a lessened degree.
In a LARP where you're playing somebody of a different gender,
Mhm.
you are probably dressing
Yeah.
to reflect that.
Hmm.
Even if you aren't doing costumes, you typically at least take on the persona of my
Right.
character
Yeah.
in my body language, my way I speak.
Hmm.
Um,
And we can't emphasize enough how acting that get gets you further immersed.
yeah,
Yeah. Playing characters with different uh, let's just call it a moral integrity than you.
yeah, different moral compass.
Yeah,
Uh,
that can be very more than just like, oh, I'm a male playing a female. No, it's like the moral integrity of a character. That is more personal to people.
I'm a male playing a female
Hmm.
who is outgoing and wants to be the center of attention, and that's not me.
That's yeah.
um, I've seen this strange thing is actors
Yeah.
on a stage where we have actors that they have to have that magic circle,
Yeah.
and it's really in acting and stuff. Where off stage, I'm a bit of an introvert.
Hmm.
But you put me on stage where I'm playing a character.
Hmm.
Right now, I'm playing the character of somebody who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But when I get on stage and I'm playing that character,
Hmm.
I immerse myself in that character, and I can be an extrovert.
Hmm.
I can be evil.
Hmm.
You know what the easiest way to give the audience the idea that you are evil just by your presence?
I can think of a couple of ways, but why don't you tell me? Because I don't want to say, well, bring a puppy on stage and kick it.
Yeah. Yeah, those are your actions. But the easiest way, without even committing actions,
Mhm.
is what I used to do is when I was off stage and I was playing a German trying to destroy the lives of everybody in The Sound of Music,
Hmm.
Herr Zeller. Um, I would think about things that got me angry.
Mm-hmm.
And I would come on with that attitude that I am angry.
Yeah.
And people pick that up as a threat,
Mm-hmm.
even if they're not have any idea why
Mm-hmm.
they're picking up that threat. And you come in with that German accent and the way you're saying
Well, it's
it.
not fair with the German accent because then everything that you say sounds angry.
Well, tell it to the Frauleins. But the coming in here and exuding in my posture,
Mm-hmm.
the tone and clip of my voice
Mm-hmm.
that I'm angry will trigger the people in the audience to see you as a danger and not a good guy.
Yeah.
And that is the easiest way for them to get that look.
Mm-hmm.
That I've had people come up to me afterwards and says, "How is it you come across so evil?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm angry.
Yeah.
And you interpret it as evil.
Mm-hmm.
But, those are, some of the tricks if you want to get more into character.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the tricks are, one, do a voice.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be a complicated voice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk deeper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk a little higher. And there's all kinds of things you can do voices.
Yeah.
But just a small change, enough that the person you're talking to can tell the difference between you and the other player.
Yeah.
And the character.
And this is actually beneficial it's one of the things that we try to teach, especially game masters, with to make sure that you control bleed. So if I'm playing the Serbian and I'm going into my Russian accent, and now I come out of the Russian accent to explain the rules, but then I'm back into the Serbian, and I'm speaking as a Serbian and doing certain things, then the players know when I'm Serbian, when I'm not Serbian.
Okay, I want to see if
Yeah.
you caught this.
Mhm.
What else did you do?
I
Besides
changed and this is something that I have to do for my voices. I changed posture as well.
Yeah, you changed your posture. You changed the way you held your face.
Yes.
So, one eye's a little more closer, like you're kind of half squinting at the person. You do different
Yes.
hand gestures.
Mm-hmm.
You want to play a heroic superhero person?
Puff out your chest.
Get that thing out there, and if you talk with confidence.
What's confidence?
It's a magazine.
It's a magazine.
That's Oh, there's a whole joke about life. What's life? It's a magazine. Well, how much? 50 cents. Oh, that's too much. Well, that's life. What's life?
The magazine.
And then the end joke is when you finally get tired of doing that back and forth because the price keeps going up. Oh, that really sucks. That's inflation.
That's inflation. Yeah, but this is getting into the voices and whatnot. But if I want to play a meat character, I will blow myself up.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, even if you can't do a voice,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stay with the exact same voice that I'm using now.
Mm-hmm.
But as I come down like this,
Yeah.
First of all, my voice changes anyways because I changed my diaphragm.
Yes. Not just the diaphragm, but your
the airflow.
Trachea.
Mm-hmm. Well, the trachea and the diaphragm. Mm-hmm. Because here my diaphragm has all the room I need. Mm-hmm. I come down like this and I'm squishing on it. It doesn't have as much flexion.
Yeah.
But I am now looking a little more
sheepish.
Well, yeah. I'm like, come on, man.
I don't want to bully you right now.
Yeah. Well, then, if you do that, then I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Get me a curly Q out here. But these are the kind of things to look at. If you can't do voices, catchphrases.
Yes. Oh, there was one character. Speaking
Was
of
his catchphrase?
no, no, there was one character, and this was I have this entire thing about the anti-party, but there was a particular member of the anti-party, which was a group of antagonists that is set up against the players.
Right.
And this entire anti-party had a couple of things going for them. One, they were really good at stealth, but they're also good at deception. So they could come in and be present without you realizing that they're there because they're using costumes, they're using disguises and whatnot.
Hiding in plain sight.
Right, but there was one character who had a tell, effectively catchphrase. She always spat. So I'd be describing, and this one other character spits on the ground, and everyone's like, "Oh no, the anti-party's here!" As good as the catchphrase.
Yeah, these type of things, or you describe something that your character does.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do it forever.
No.
If I talk about my limp and I make in the first 3 sessions, I make sure everybody's reminded about my limp.
Yeah.
And I don't bring it up again after those 3 sessions, everybody's going to still remember I have a limp.
That's actually the power, I believe we talked about this, the power of the establishing shot.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But, getting back into immersion, these are different things that, as you...
Well, this was immersion.
Yeah.
These were how to gain immersion in your character, how to become deeper involved.
Right. And how you can immerse yourself while still separating yourself from your character. This is how you get past the alibi at times. You can have a really, really large alibi and still immerse yourself. It's just, takes a little bit more work.
And it's even a bigger challenge for the game master.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't have one person to immerse myself in.
If you have to jump, have to do a deep immersion in a whole bunch of different characters quickly, that's going to be exhausting.
And I pretty much don't think it's possible to immerse yourself to that level of the characters, but you can immerse yourself that deep into the story.
Yes.
And what's happening. Game masters can experience immersion as well.
Oh yeah.
It's the greatest moment you'll have at a game when everybody is in the flow state.
Oh yeah, that's what happened with me during Disco Estrade.
Yeah,
I was so in the zone, but jeez, I was actually not looking forward to the second one because I was so exhausted. It took that much out of me.
Oh, and look at your poor players who were jumping from one genre to another.
Giving them whiplash, and they come into mind like, you really, kit bashed disco into horror? Yes, I did. Get onto this crazy train.
Hey, I'm not going to accuse you of black exploitation there.
I will. I absolutely used Blackula.
Yes, I know.
I absolutely used Blackula.
Which is brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Blaxploitation being the genre, not the act.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not, the stories, well, there's all the grindhouse and all the exploitation things that weren't just black exploitation.
Yeah. I mean, just because, for example, Shaft is blaxploitation doesn't mean that the movie Shaft wasn't good.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of fan stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I Spit on Your Grave is a very graphic exploitation, but it is a cult.
I actually even say, especially when and this is a bit of a side, when those type of films are done by the audiences that it's supposed to represent, it is a very good indicator of what that community is going through. For me, a perfect example is it's a spoof off of blaxploitation. I'm going to get you, sucker.
Right.
And it's multiple decades old, but if you watch it and you realize that those jokes, there's a lot more truth to those jokes than they're saying, and then you realize that no, the African American community has been dealing with these issues for a very long time, so much so that they can joke about it.
So, we're getting to the end of this segment.
Yes, we are.
I hope we've given you an overview without being too in-depth
Right.
or too dry of flow state, immersion, engagement, alibi, all these little different topics.
The magic circle.
Yes. The more you know.
Yes. What do we have after this? We have traps and riddles.
Traps and riddles followed by unboxing.
Uh-huh.
We should be doing a dungeon
Crate.
Yes, dungeon crate, not dungeon in the box. We're doing a dungeon crate unboxing,
Mhm.
and I think we will also have time to cover the newest Dungeons and Dragons supplement.
Okay.
And I want to point out something that Wizards of the Coast doesn't do very often for the role-playing game department.
What's that?
I'll tell you in the thing.
Okay. So after this, we have traps and riddles, and I'm really, really hoping for a win this time.
Or at least not a word puzzle.
Yeah. If you need proof that I go into these things blind, I'm desperate for a win right now. Yeah.
Hey, wait till you get into the ones I write, and there are no wins.
You see, I can handle those better than word puzzles.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so after these messages, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. My name is Daniel Ivy, and we are going into traps and riddles.
Yes, I'm John Wilker, Vice President of RPG Research.
Mhm.
We are using for our traps and riddles section until we get through all of them.
Yeah.
We are doing the Challenge of Champions by Jonathan M. Richards. This is Challenge of Champions 5. The artwork is by Andrew Howe and Arnold Singh. And I do apologize if I mispronounce anybody's name, especially cartographer Robert Lazzaretti. This is Dungeon Magazine, March 2004, issue number 108, volume 18, number 3. Each Challenge of Champions is a series of 10 scenarios designed to test the leadership, adaptability, and cohesion of the adventuring group, which is why we would be better off if we had 4 people playing this with us, but we're going to make Dan suffer anyways.
Oh, geez, we're going into another word puzzle, aren't we?
No, I promise. No words this time, except for the words I say.
Okay.
The scenarios are equally challenging for everyone, regardless of level. The rules are as follows. Team members must wear only regular clothing. Any weapons, armor, gear, or magical items needed for the scenario will be provided. Spellcasters can have no spells memorized or prepared. All spells used in the contest are cast through rings of spell storing, as this allows for spells to be cast at the same level and negate any advantage higher level casters have over lower level ones. Familiars or magical companions are not allowed in the contest. The new rule for the last one and this one, and probably going forward through the rest of them, is I can give you a hint for half points. Half of 0 is still 0.
Yes.
Team has 15 minutes to accomplish each scenario. That's real world time. Any gaming ruling needed will be using the core 2024 Dungeons & Dragons rule set. Tell us about your characters.
So, we have 4 4th level characters for the purpose of rules. We have Michael Wild Dog Serleon, who is a champion fighter. Joannie the Firehearted Nyzanthar, who is an evoker wizard. Geraldine Golden Dawn, a life cleric of Spokane, the Greyhawk god of sea, weather, and navigation. And Scotty Quickflash, a thief in the local guild.
Alright, you exit through the door, the far end of the previous scenario, and are met by an elderly guild cleric who introduce themselves as Father Quispin. Good morning, y'all. He beams as he escorts you to the next scenario.
That's him beaming? Wow.
Yes. You move down a short hallway and through another door. The room beyond is 10 feet wide and 60 feet long. You may now look at the map. With a 20-foot ceiling. About 2/3 of the way down the room, a ramp rises up to the far wall. Halfway up the room, the ramp rises. Okay, sorry. The door also holds a metal disc, this time engraved with a 2. Blocking the path is a large wooden cylinder on its side.
Mm-hmm.
The cylinder extends nearly from wall to wall. There is an inch or so of clearance to either side and has a diameter of 8 feet. Your goal this time is rather simple, Father Kissman tells you. You must get past the cylinder and make it to the door midway up the ramp. Some points of interest. The cylinder is hollow, and there's a rather large hole on the side currently facing the ceiling. This is unfortunate, for inside the cylinder are 2 highly poisonous serpents. Yes, I know it's supposed to be venomous. Anyways, the snakes are calm now. But if you move the cylinder, you'll naturally rile them up. The serpents are highly aggressive and attack anyone they see. Anyone bitten by a serpent is declared dead.
Yes.
I'm afraid, though, I'll do my best to make sure that it is not truly the case. To assist you in your quest, here's a ring of spell storing.
Uh-huh.
It contains 2 spells, Animal Trance and Hold Animal. Right, I believe you have everything you need to accomplish your goal. So if there's no further questions, and are there?
Yes, I do have a question. How many targets does animal trance affect, and how many targets does hold animal affect?
Oh, excellent questions. We're going to take a break from the clock. We're not going to start it because we definitely need to.
I need to know that.
You need to know how the spells work.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when he's lucky, I'll already have these things printed out on a scroll, but I'm not feeling generous today. Or I'm feeling lazy. I'm not telling you which. Okay, let's see here. Game rules, spells. Yes, I'm using D&D Beyond for these rulings.
Mm-hmm.
And in enter. All right. And what were the 2 spells?
Animal trance and hold animal.
Okay.
I believe the closest with the hold animal is hold monster.
Yes. So hold Monther, which is a Monther, is a 5th level spell.
Mm-hmm.
And its duration is 1 minute.
Yeah.
Action is 1 casting time, 90 feet range, verbal, somatic, and material component. Of course, you don't have to worry about having a straight piece of iron because it's already been used in making the ring.
Yeah.
Or it's an enchantment skull, wisdom save, damage effect, paralyzed. Choose a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, have the paralyzed condition for the duration. At the end of each of the turns, the target repeats the save, ending the spell itself on a success. Use at higher level spell slot, you can target 1 additional creature for each spell level above 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Now the next spell.
I believe it was animal trance. I'm not sure if that has a 5th edition equivalent.
I think there's a trance or hypnotize
Okay.
that we can use. Game rules. Spells. Try the word trance. By the way, the original story or original thing here was written 3.5
Mm-hmm.
or even just 3rd.
Oh, there is a player's handbook for 3.5 right beside you.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's try to find the
5th edition equivalent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Third level hypnotic pattern. Except for this one, only hypnotizes animals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for 1 minute. And it is a concentration spell,
Mm-hmm.
just like They Hold Monster. You create a twisting pattern of color, 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who can see the pattern must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the charm condition for the duration. While charmed, the creature has the incapacitated condition and speed of 0. Spell ends for an effect if the creature takes damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. Alrighty here. Now, are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Good luck.
Oh, how many snakes are in there?
2.
Two
Like I
snakes.
told you.
Okay, 2 snakes. So, there's a snake in my boot, or at least there's a snake in the barrel. 2 snakes. Okay. Let's see here. Scotty is going to approach the barrel. And he's going to put his ear to the barrel to see if the snakes are moving around.
Yes.
They are.
You hear slithering sounds. Sisses.
Okay. He hand signs to. No. He's just gonna walk back to Geraldine, who's putting on the ring, and saying that they are active right now. Okay. Michael and Scotty are going to kind of Have you ever played Chicken Fight, where you're on top of each other's shoulders?
Yes.
Yeah. Scotty's going to get up onto Michael's shoulders, so that and Michael's going to walk over to the barrel, so that Scotty can look down into the barrel to see approximately how large these serpents are.
Okay. These serpents are cobras.
They're cobras.
They're 6 feet long.
Okay. How large is this barrel?
It's about 8 feet wide.
Okay. 8 feet wide. So, 8 feet tall. Diameter.
Yeah. Let me put this. It's almost 10 feet long. There's a few inches on either side of it.
Yeah. But diameter of it is 8 feet.
Yes.
Okay. So 6 feet. Okay. Do they look agitated right now?
Yeah, diameter of 8 feet. No, they don't look agitated now, but let's roll for their perception check to see if they notice you peeking over the top.
And I was having him on the behind the shoulders so that he's not contacting the barrel yet.
Okay. He's just looking over.
Yeah, just looking over. I'm in my information gathering phase right now.
Yep, and using a lot of your time, but that's okay. No, they haven't noticed you yet.
Okay. I'm going to back off. Drop down. Okay. Let's see here. Michael and Scotty are going to be on each side of the barrel. Okay. And we're going to talk to Geraldine. They're going to time it so that as they roll the barrel towards them, as soon as she can see the entrance or sees a snake, she's dropping that hypnotic that animal trance right in there on the snakes.
Okay. You're picking her up so she can look in there, and then she's
No. So Scotty and Michael are rolling the barrel
Right.
But Geraldine is back, and as soon as the opening shows or a snake comes out, she's dropping
So
animal
you're
trance.
rolling it towards yourself.
Yes.
Okay, as soon as she can see into the thing, but before the snakes can come out,
Yeah.
she casts the hypnosis,
Mhm.
and they both go. Eh?
Okay. Scotty and and Scotty and Michael, can hear when she casts.
Yep.
They stop the rolling. They listen. Okay, and they're seeing if did the snakes stop moving.
Yes.
Okay, they're going to roll a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very gently. Okay, and they're every shift they listen.
Okay.
Okay, checking to see if the snakes have started moving again.
As long as she's maintaining concentration, they are incapacitated and have a speed of 0.
Okay,
So
so
no, they're not. Well, I mean, they might be.
yeah, we're trying to make sure that we don't jostle them too much.
Right.
The idea that I have is I want to put that opening pointing down,
Okay.
right? Rolling it back, and once it's done, Michael is going to hold that the barrel steady. Okay. Scotty is going to help Joannie climb over the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then going to help Geraldine, who's still focusing on concentrating on the animal trance over the barrel as well.
Okay.
Okay. Then
Now, if I understand right, you
Mhm.
have rolled that barrel over so far
Mhm.
that they are now trapped inside
the barrel.
inside the barrel. Okay, got
Yes. Okay. Then we've got Geraldine oh, and uh, and Joannie on the other side.
it. Okay.
Okay. They're going to help Scotty over the barrel. Scotty is going to hold the barrel, you know, you know, steady,
Right.
so that Michael can now, with Geraldine and Joannie, climb over the barrel. Now we've got everyone on the opposite side.
Okay.
Okay. Then, with still concentrating on the snakes, the four of them are going to walk up the ramp to the door.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything stopping me from escaping now?
Nope.
Nope. We open the door.
Okay.
How much time do I have left?
The 7 minutes and 13 seconds.
Okay.
So the solution, of course, was everything you did. There were things here written about rolling it. Rolling a dice 6 to determine the direction he falls, that kind of stuff.
hmm
When walking on top of the cylinder and moving in the opposite direction. This is like somebody trying to roll it.
Yeah, but I made sure that it wasn't rolling, unless
Right.
I was controlling that roll.
Well, there's also one way of doing it was to take the snakes out,
hmm
get in the barrel yourselves, and then roll it up the thing
hmm
by walking inside of it until you can get out and
hmm
let the whole thing fall back.
Yeah.
But congratulations, you finally got a win.
Yay! No word puzzles.
And 40 points
Yay!
out of 80.
Okay. Now that what was the hint?
The hint. Let's see.
What was the hint?
The hint. The cylinder must be moved. Oh, no, sorry. The cylinder can be moved in two directions,
Yeah. Okay.
forward or backwards.
Uh-huh. Okay. Ah, that one I don't think was nearly as hard as those word puzzles.
Ah, it was obvious.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it does state in the thing here that the other spell
Mm-hmm.
would only work on one snake.
Yeah.
Um, and you're supposed to actually just know that.
Mm-hmm.
But, we are converting from third to fifth.
Fifth, yeah.
So, congratulations!
Yay! So, one of the most important things I did was ask, what is the difference between those two spells? So I knew specifically which one to cast.
Yep. So, next week we'll be doing the scenario of 3 cloaks.
Mm-hmm.
So far, your challenges have been 1 griffin and 2 serpents.
Okay. 1 griffin, 2 serpents,
Yep.
and 3 cloaks. Next.
Yep.
So.
You seeing a pattern yet?
1, 2, and 3. By chance, is the 4th one called, starting with a 4?
It probably has the word 4 in it.
Okay. I'll try to keep that in mind.
But it's not going to be a golf challenge, I promise you.
Okay. So, not 4 birdies?
I'm not telling you what it is.
Or eagles?
4 talking birds.
Speaking of which, I actually recently found out that there's a belief that the 12 days of Christmas, all of those are actually birds. Even the 4 gold rings,
And the Lords of Leaping,
all birds. They're describing birds. And all of them were meant to be eaten. So all of those are meals. And someone did the math, and I don't think they connected it to this. If you go through all the verses and all the birds that are supposed to be eaten, that's 364, or either 364 or 365 meals. So that song is the gift is an entire year of food.
all right.
Mhm.
The problem is,
Yeah.
I need to see citations.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I need to see citations too.
I don't believe there has ever been a bird called milksamating. Maids of milking.
Maids of milking. Uh-huh. I believe they explained that one too, but I'll find the sites for you.
Yeah, you find it. Let me read it, and then I will tell you why it's all BS.
Bogus. Uh-huh. Okay. So, after the jump, we're going to go into unboxing.
Yes, and we got 2 things to unbox for you. We have our monthly Dungeon Crate. Last week, I think we did a Dungeon in a Box.
Yes.
And next is going to be, after that, we're going to talk about the new Ebron
Forge of the Artificer?
Yes.
Ooh. I have some ideas. I have some thoughts on that. Okay, so, after these messages, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. We are going into unboxing. And we have Dungeon Crate first?
Yes. First thing I want to say is that we aren't sponsored. English. We are not sponsored by any merchants or companies out there at all. So feel free to donate. But I have been friends with Dungeon Crate. I got my first box in 2015 when they started the monthly loot crate. And they have wonderful customer services. Wayne Brecky, I consider to be a friend. Okay. I got to meet him in person at Gen Con. He is also, when I was still running conventions, giving me prizes to hand out to all my dungeon masters.
Nice. Nice.
So I've got a few of those kind of things still lying around. But they also have an online store filled with epic gaming essentials, and there's a welcoming local game shop where they're at.
Okay.
So, online game store has everything you find in a Dungeon Crate, and then some other items. So if you want more of something you received,
Hmm.
for example, in the first year, when a my daughter's fiance
Hmm.
and her were in a car accident,
Mm.
and we, by coincidence, got these Christmas ornaments,
Yeah.
and we decided to get a whole bunch for the friends and family of her fiance. And so I wrote to Dungeon Crate,
Hmm.
and their immediate response was, "How many?"
Nice.
And they gave me. The people that actually manufactured them
Hmm.
also offered to send me some, but I only needed the amount I needed.
Okay.
They got all kinds of neat, cool things there. Some things that you won't be getting in loot crates. For example, a pocket watch shell with mini metal dice for $16.
Nice.
That's going to be a little high end to put in there.
Hmm.
And after the unboxing, I'll let you know where, if you're in the right area, where you can go.
Okay. Now, as normal with these, I believe you opened these with your family?
Yes.
Yes. I have
Um,
not seen what's inside.
I literally have been receiving these boxes before
Hmm.
RPG Research was incorporated,
Okay.
and just about the same time that I met Hawk is when I got these.
Okay. So, I'm going to open this up,
That's 10 years ago.
and we've got the cat, the cat paper. I'm seeing some things in here that I already like. Not that I'm going to be able to keep them, but my wife has been on a kick for hags recently,
Mm,
and by recently I'm talking about for a few years now. We've got a cauldron.
yeah.
It's a nice little cauldron.
I saw a cartoon or comic, kind of like one of those editorials, but it wasn't a political.
Yeah.
And somebody says, "Hey, you want to hang out?" And that's what they're supposed to say. "Hey, you want to hag out?" And he
Yeah.
says, "I mean hang." And the other person says, "No, I want to hag out."
Yeah.
And the next picture is they're dancing around a cauldron.
We've got a Core Colors MSP Master Series paint.
Yep. Occasionally we get paints.
Hmm.
So I have a decent collection of paint,
Okay.
but you already saw in the other unboxing the paint pens that I
Yeah.
got. Or
And
did you? Did we unbox paint pens?
I don't remember, but we have a small and large barrels,
Yep.
and
And
this is
that
from
paint is
Bones.
specifically to help you paint these.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between Bones and a lot of other um, uh, miniatures are that you have to paint
Hmm.
is that these come
Primed.
pre-primed.
Yeah.
Now, like this, go ahead and show them that. This is a 3D printing of something that needs to be painted.
Yeah.
It will have to be primed.
Yeah. Although I feel like this would need to be sanded down a bit because
Yeah.
it has a bit of texture to it. So what else do we have? We have a cube of some sort. Roll for anxiety. Stress ball.
And press the buttons. They're all die sixes,
Uh-huh.
but they're all those stress relieving poppers.
Yeah.
And then you can squeeze the whole thing, pop them all out at once.
That is
And
fun.
yeah. So, as we were saying, with the holidays, uh, anxiety and stress relief is needed.
Yeah.
So this happened to come in the dungeon
Yeah.
crate today.
I did not know about this. This just happens to be very on brand for what we were talking about earlier. That's cute. We have a pencil, wand of writing. This is a functional wand. It requires some prep work. You need to activate it by sharpening it, and it has as many charges as you will, as it has
As your
graphite.
sharpener allows.
Yes, yes. We have stickers. Let me see if I can gather up these up.
Stickers are always fun.
Oh,
As you
Ranger
know,
sticker.
R2D2 is covered in stickers,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife has a sticker book where she puts the ones I don't put on R2D2.
We've got these two. I don't know if there's any others,
Nope.
but I am quite partial. I know that you see me play my necromancer.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite partial to rangers.
Yeah, I like Rangers too.
They're actually my favorite class, although I am at times unhappy with how they are presented.
Yeah, Bards are my favorite, and I'm so glad that 5th edition finally, and I have been using those
Yeah,
for
these
10 years now.
These initiative trackers are so good. That and it's a posted pad. Feast to Die For. I will come back to that.
Yeah.
Make sure that this is empty. Yep.
All right. So what's the Feast to Die For?
So let's take a look at that. I didn't know if there was another sticker in there. Let's get those in. The cauldron and the barrel.
And as you'll see in the doobly-doo, you can always go to dungeoncrate.com to see what kind of events they're hosting or what items they have in their online. Also, one of the things I get with this, besides those tokens on the side, which I can churn in like box tops.
Yeah.
They get things. They oh my gosh, my brain went whoop.
Oh no.
So you get the box tops, but they give you a code for digital content.
Okay.
Where like I can get the maps and other tokens and things like that.
Like this map.
Yes.
Of Halcyon.
And Halcyon is the world where all of their modules are set.
Okay, so Feast to Die For, which is level 1 to level 3. Setting Raven's Roost Tavern. Scenario, solve the mystery, destroy the boss, save the town. You get a rare night off and decide to spend it relaxing and enjoying dinner at Raven's Roost, a local tavern in the town of...
Is it Ravens or Ravens?
Ravyn.
I think it's just a bizarre Raven.
Raven. This is what happens when you start misspelling words on purpose.
Yeah, when you're trying to make a fantasy word. But
yeah,
Raven's Roost has been used so many times. And I do believe the person who owns the Shady Lady Tavern is Robin with a Y.
Speaking of wordplay with spelling, the local tavern is in a town of Nilbog, which is goblin backwards.
Yes. Oh, and I saw on a show or a movie where they called their kid. Oh, it was on Family Plan 2, and somebody called the youngest kid a Nilbog. Called him Nilbog. And like, there's so few of us, that he just called him a goblin.
Yes.
Spelled backwards.
So, just outside Noria, a cozy place noted for its food and hospitality. But something strange simmers beneath the surface. Patrons move as one. Laughter feels forced. Ha, 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 ha. And a haunting aroma from the kitchen seems to tug at the mind. This adventure is set in the village of Nilbog near the city of Noria, in our sandbox world of Halcyon, but you can set it in any remote village near a forest. This is a system-neutral adventure, suitable for 5th edition Shadow Dark RPG and Pathfinder. Written by Wayne and Lori Brecky, layout by Wayne Brecky, edited by Big Ink Writing Services, Raven's Roost logo cover by Dungeon Doodles, which is...
Dungeon Doodles provides a lot of the artwork that you see with Dungeon Crate.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm guessing that is Raven's Roost.
Yep.
So let's see if we can get past the first page. Best stew this side of Vale. What's cooking here? Let's see here. Raven's Roost. To stew or not to stew? Taste of Trouble. Kitchen. Cauldron of Chaos. So that's why we have a cauldron. And we have combat that includes a doppelganger, cauldron nasties, an ectoplasmic horror, some type of ooze,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got a map.
Now, if you go on to dungeoncrate.com and you have the code
Ooh.
that's in the box, you can print that map out to a larger size.
And here's a real treasure. If you can see that.
I can't.
Okay, I will. Marta Raven's Midnight Stew. And
Oh, it's a recipe.
It's a recipe. Yes. Ingredients: 1 pound of lean ground beef, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic minced. Now, me personally, whenever it says 3 cloves, garlic
That's half.
garlic is measured with your heart. Yes. 2 small yellow onions, chopped. 2 stalks of celery, chopped. 4 carrots, peeled and chopped. 1 teaspoon kosher salt. 1 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper. 1/3 cup flour. 1 cup heavy cream. 5 cups chicken broth. 2 small russet potatoes peeled and cubed. 1 can diced tomatoes drained. 1 tablespoon hot sauce.
Jamaican hot sauce?
Well, it doesn't specify what type of hot sauce.
Yeah.
I personally make some, and I should give you an update on the one death spiral pepper that is slowly getting to red. I'm terrified of that thing. But 2 cups shredded sharp cheddar cheese, which is the best type of cheddar. I don't like mild. 2 tablespoons Italian parsley chopped. Recipe actions: brown the beef. Heat butter and olive oil in a Dutch oven and cook beef until no longer pink. Add vegetables. Add garlic, onion, carrots, and celery, seasoned with salt and pepper. Thicken. Sprinkle flour over the beef, veggie mixture, and cook for a few minutes. Add cream, broth, potatoes, and tomatoes. Simmer until potatoes are tender. Finish. Remove from heat, stir in cheese and a hot sauce. Adjust consistency with water if needed. Garnish with more shredded cheddar and parsley. And that is Marta Raven's Midnight Stew.
So, at Dungeon Crate,
Yes.
you can purchase such things as recipes for the World of Token Cookbook, D&D Heroes Feast of the Official D&D Cookbook, Fridays at the Tavern, Tavern Style Chili, Fridays at the Tavern, Shady Lady Stovetop Popcorn, Fridays at the Tavern, Candied Pecans.
Mm-hmm.
The July 2021 Unboxing Crate had the Critical Cooking Fan Cookbook, which my wife had a recipe in.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
And there's a bunch of these cookbooks that, different cookbooks here you can get there. Now, if you happen to be in Omaha,
Yeah.
that's in Nebraska, by the way, at 6404 Maple Street, Omaha, Nebraska, 681004, you can go to the Dungeon Crate shop, where you can actually join events, buy things in there, things that are too big to ship.
Okay.
At least not too big to put into a Dungeon Crate.
Yeah. Okay, so after Dungeon Crate, we have.
Oh, I want to mention one last thing.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
There are a couple specialty crates that they have,
Mm-hmm.
which are like just Halloween.
Nice. My favorite holiday.
Yes. Or Krampus on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, the spooky stuff. So let's talk about the next thing.
This is Eberron Forge of the Artificer, which is the most recent rules expansion for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, 2024 edition. So this is them updating Eberron for the 2024 rules. So this is coming on the heels of them updating Forgotten Realms for 2024.
Yeah, we had Eberron rule books for Dungeons & Dragons in 14 rules.
Yeah, there were technically two. There was more of a fan-based one, and then there was another one that was more official. So this is updating for 2024.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, which is why it's so thin.
Mm-hmm.
It's also only $30 instead of your $60 we normally get charged for these books.
Yeah.
Now, the Eberron actually happened in about 2000 when third edition came out.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we had a huge competition
Mm-hmm.
for people to write a setting.
Yeah.
I put 2 entries into the setting, and I didn't get past that point.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy, he did better than anything. He managed to give us Dungeons and Dragons Noir.
Yeah.
That combined everything that was available in Dungeons and Dragons, and other things that were completely unique and wonderful, and made up this product.
Yeah.
That was Dave Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the latest version. Go ahead and show that book off.
Yes. So, let's see here.
This book can also be found at D&D Beyond or your friendly local gaming store, where I got mine, which is also why I have the different cover.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in that first page, that one where you have it marked. Okay.
Yeah, these are the two covers.
The special cover is the one on the bottom, and the generic cover is the one on the top.
Mm-hmm.
My store always makes sure I get a copy of the special covers.
Right. So we've got a table of contents, and it is difficult for me to read upside down. So we have, just real quick, rules for Forge of the Artificer, a box of new tools, and the Draconic Prophecy. But Chapter 1 is the Artificer. They've updated and released the new class, or the additional class,
in
the Artificer.
2024, they did not put the Artificer back in the player's handbook.
Well, it was never originally in the player's handbook, but I know that they were talking about...
It was in the 2014 player's handbook.
Oh, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was not.
I believe you.
Mm-hmm. It was always released in the Eberron stuff. They were talking about trying to get it into the 2024 rules. I don't know if they are going to be releasing the Artificer into Creative Commons.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of the community has been asking for that, because then it allows people to homebrew and publish subclasses for the Artificer. That's one of the issues.
Which brings me up to one of the things that I really like that was added in here.
There's a new subclass.
Right, and
Yes.
it's the Cartographer.
Yes. So there are, for the Artificer, there are, what I'm reading here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different subclasses. We've got the Alchemist, the Armorer, the Artillerist, the Battlesmith, and the Cartographer.
Now, my character, who's supposed to be a shipwright,
Yeah.
none of the previous ones before the Cartographer made any sense.
Right.
I just had to choose one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I chose the Artillerist, which is basically a cannoneer. And guess what? He never once used his cannon stuff.
Right.
He always just used his creation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got as a Cartographer, so he gets more creation.
Good. So, in character options, we have Dragon Marks, which is Greater Dragon Marks, Siberian Dragon Marks, and Marks of Mastery.
It's not Siberian.
Siberys? Cybers. Okay. Cybers Dragon Marks. Marks of Mastery. Then you've got your backgrounds and new species. So these are the ones that I actually always liked.
Yeah, these are the same species from the 2014, but they're now being updated for 2024.
Yes. So we have the Changeling, a personal favorite of mine. The Kalashtar. The Corvair. Shifters. And I love Warforges.
Yes.
The Warforged.
My Artificer is a Warforged.
Yes.
And then I cheated, kind of. I gave him a House Cannith mark.
Mm-hmm.
So he has the dragon mark of...
Disguise.
No.
What?
Making.
Oh, okay.
And the other, the only reason this is fairly cheaping is that you can put dragon marks on anybody
Yeah.
that has flesh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so what we have is usually they're racially tied
Yeah.
as well. So the dwarven ones only goes to dwarves. The halfling ones go to the halflings.
Yeah.
And there isn't a house for the Dragon Forge.
For the Warforged.
Warforged.
Yeah.
So I just said, well, he's not even in Eberron.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it to him anyways.
Yeah, and I do believe that they've relaxed those rules here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got the various feats, which are primarily general feats, dragon mark feats, which are primarily most of the feats I believe are centered around the dragon marks and epic boons. And one of the things I liked about this, they have new bastions, and I do genuinely love the bastion rules.
Well, I only have one problem with the Bastion rules,
What's
is that they are, for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
Strictly Eberron.
Yes.
Kundrak vaults with Narander's helms.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them are very good. Museums.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Navigator's helm.
Mm-hmm.
So there are different things there. And in fact, that it introduces the idea of mobile bastions.
Yes.
Now, long before this came out, we were discussing using our ships
Mm-hmm.
as bastions.
Yes.
And
I've been talking to one of the players, and I said, if the navigator's helm works perfectly for one of ours.
right.
Yeah. If he does not have that as a facility in his bastion, and the ships are now his bastion, I think I've misjudged him.
Well, yeah, that is a concern because he's the captain of the ship,
Yes.
but he's also a paladin.
Yeah.
And he may want a stronghold that's not the ship.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to go with that.
Yeah. So that's that. We also have Sharn Inquisitives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly sure what those are.
Well, a Sharn Inquisitive is a detective. They
Okay.
also are newspaper people,
Okay.
investigative reporters.
Okay.
But
Go ahead.
let's see if I'm going to try this. Inquisitors and Sharn are a distinctive breed of adventurers, part private investigator, part police detective, and part spy.
Yeah. After that, we have Dragonmarked Intrigue. So I'm guessing this is talking about the various houses and conflicts. After that, Moorgrave Expeditions, which I'm guessing is for various adventures.
Okay, so Moorgrave is the Eberron college that's in the main city.
Yeah.
And some of the things that the Moorgrave University does is send people out on expeditions
Mm-hmm.
where you need archaeologists and anthropologists and all that kind of stuff and try to retrieve artifacts.
Yeah.
In fact, there is an entire 2014 rules Adventures League series,
Mm-hmm.
which actually takes you higher level than most of the other Adventure League ones
Okay.
done. But it's all about going into the wastelands and getting artifacts.
Okay. And let's see here. Then we've got elemental airships.
Yes.
We've got rules for airships.
And airships are different from spelljammers in the fact that they're not meant to go into space.
Mm-hmm.
But, matching spelljamming with airships and, Eberron in general. The Warforged that you guys have on your team,
Yeah.
None of my players should listen to this, is from Eberron.
He is actually from Eberron.
Yeah, that's why he has the attack. And that's also why under his skills and stuff, or his equipment stuff,
Mhm.
he's got things from the Spelljammer Academy.
Oh, nice. So I'm just flipping through, showing some of the just absolutely beautiful art in here. I want to go through this book.
Well, I think we're getting low on time,
Yeah, we are.
and I want one last thing to be looked at.
Oh, yes.
Now, before I said this is a rare thing for Wizards of the Coast to do, or Hasbro to let Wizards of the Coast do, show that module. This is a very slim module. The actual module is available on D&D Beyond as well.
Yeah.
But the important point is, Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro don't do a lot of physical support for FLGs.
FLG being
Friendly Local Gaming Store.
Ah, yes.
And if you're running Magic the Gathering, you get all kinds of things. Posters, scandees, 3D artwork to hang from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Promo things to hand out. This is one of those rare physical promos that they gave for Dungeons and Dragons. Now, yes, it's available for everybody through D&D Beyond, but to actually get the physical one.
Yeah, and this is nice, good quality.
Yeah, you gotta go to your friendly local gaming store.
Yes.
And it's been years since we got anything like that.
Okay.
They decided, hey, you know what? We'll just release it on D&D Beyond, and who cares about your FLGs?
Yeah. So that was Fated Flight of the Recluse, and for Eberron Forge of the Artificer. Updates for Eberron for 2024.
Yes.
So what do we have coming next week?
Well, so what is our topic next week? You mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So give me 1 second. All right. Next week, our topic will be the neuroscience of learning.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about how your brain learns and retains things, and how role-playing games actually help you do that. Yeah.
Because, lo and behold, there is a actual limit to what you can absorb at one time.
Yes, it's called,
I believe, chunking.
Chunking, yes. Yeah. And you can handle between 3 and 5. Some people as far as actually 7 chunks, but not many people can get beyond 7 chunks of information.
And we've actually found that there are certain things that help you learn.
Right.
Yeah, but we'll get into that next week.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that has been the RPG Talk Show. My name has been Daniel Ivey. This has been the RPG Talk Show, brought to you by RPG Research in cooperation with the USS Bismarck. Nope.
It's the Spokane now.
USS Spokane, the Inland Empire Star Trek Fan Association. Comments, questions, and suggestions should be directed to info@rpgresearch.com with the subject line including RPG Talk Show.
Again, next week our topic will be the neuroscience of learning. We will also doing Challenge of Champions, the third one for Challenge of Champions 5, and we will be doing an unboxing of To Be Determined.
Yes, and as for the Just Chatting, we'll see. So, see you next week. Good night, and
dream well.